Let's put our hands together and welcome her.
Good evening, everybody. Since this is a special performance tonight, since as we were just told this isn't something that is normal, at least it hasn't been for us, we've been doing 3 o'clock concerts for years, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do a tour through the ages and show different mixes of music, and we're going to start with the 1920s and work our way up to the 1990s. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip through time. We're going to start with the year 1925, and released in March of 1925, the song Sweet Georgia Brown by Bernie Pinkard Casey landed Ben Bernie and his Hotel Roosevelt Orchestra the #1 spot for 5 weeks. It was later adapted as the theme song for the Harlem Globetrotters in 1952. This is Sammy Nestigo's arrangement of Sweet Georgia Brown. From 1929 and 1931, Just a Gigolo is a popular Australian song that was adapted by Irving Caesar into English in 1929. The original English adaptation, sung and recorded by Bing Crosby in 1930s, was included an additional verse that put the setting of the man telling the tale at a cafe in France. Later recorded in the 30s, it appeared in a Betty Boop cartoon. And the more well-known versions of Just a Gigolo, I Ain't Got Nobody, were recorded in the 1950s by Louis Prima and in the 1980s with a cover by David Lee Roth. This is Just a Gigolo, I Ain't Got Nobody. out of the 30s and into the 40s. That was a quick decade. Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy is a World War II jump blues song written by Don Ray and Hugh Prince, which was introduced by the Andrews Sisters in the Abbott and Costello comedy film Buck Privates in 1941. The Andrews Sisters' recording reached number 6 on the U.S. pop singles chart in the spring of 1941 when the film was released. Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy has become an iconic song of World War II, commonly featured in references in media set during that time. This actual song inspired a cartoon in 1941 called The Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B. So this is Stephanie and I being 2 of the 3 Andrews sisters with our version of Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
She's the melody. I'm the contrabass.
Andrew's sister singing.
Me.
We killed her.
If she was whining, we just took her out.
She's on the one.
Whenever you're ready. Sticking with the 1940s, we're now moving on to 1942. Well, we're going to go backwards first. American Patrol was a popular march written by Frank White Beecham in 1885, so just a little while ago. It incorporated both original musical themes from Beecham and medleys from American patriotic songs such as Columbia, the Gem of the Ocean, Dixie, and Yankee Doodle. Although written in 1885, we include this tune here in the 1940s as it's arranged more in the style and reflects the Glenn Miller Orchestra recording of American Patrol from the 1940s that was arranged by Jerry Gray. It was released as a 78 single on Victor Records, and this is The American Patrol. Next, we're going to move into the 1950s. We're going to change up the style a little bit to a bolero mambo. And this song was written in 1953, and it was originally written in Mexico. The tune was catchy, but the original lyrics were sad. So when they translated them to English, they got rid of all the original lyrics and just redid them. So they turned it into what we know now as a pop standard, and it was familiar and regularly sung by Dean Martin. And this is Stephanie Sopik singing Sway. 1950s. The next song was written in 1955 by American composer and musician Bobby Darin, and he recorded Dream Lover in March of 1959. Dream Lover did reach #2 in the Billboard Top 100, and on a side note, the original recording features music artist Neil Sedaka, famous for Calendar Girl and Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, on piano. And this is Mark Zruba singing Dream Lover.
Check 1, 2, check, test. Hello? Just a little joke. It's a singer joke. How do you tell if a singer is at your door? The knocking is never in time. They can't find the key. And they don't know where to enter.
Finishing up the 1950s, we're going to keep Mark up here. We're going to move on to our last piece for that decade, and its title is Misty, and it's a jazz standard that was written in 1954 by pianist Errol Garner. He composed it as an instrumental, and lyrics were later added by Johnny Burke. The song appeared on Johnny Mathis' 1959 album Heavenly, and it became his signature song. It's 1959, Misty.
sad. I get this just holding your hand. Walk my way. The thousand violins begin to play. Or it could be the sound of your hello. That music I hear, I get misty the moment you're near. Can't you see that you're leading me on? But it's just what I want you to do. Haven't you noticed how helplessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. On my own. Should I wander through this wonderland alone? Forgetting my right foot from my lips, my hat from my clothes. I get misty and too much in love. I got a great backup band, don't I? Let's get it back.
All right, now we're moving on to the 60s. We get some good stuff now. Just kidding. 1961 is where we're starting at, and this one is called Respect. It was a song written and originally recorded by Otis Redding, and it was released in 1965 as a single from his third album. In 1967, fellow soul singer Aretha Franklin covered and rearranged Respect, resulting in a bigger hit and her signature song. She would later perform this song in the movie The Blues Brothers, starring Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. Aretha's interpretation became an anthem in the second wave of the feminist movement in the 1970s. This is Aretha Franklin's Respect. 1969 with a song called My Cherie Amour, and it was by Motown singer and songwriter Stevie Wonder. The song reached number 4 on the Billboard pop chart in August to be Wonder's 3rd top 10 hit. He actually wrote this song about a girl that he was dating from a school that he was going to at the time, and apparently somebody else got a hold of it and said, hey, add a little bit more to this and it'll be good, and it turned into a hit. So here's Stevie Wonder's My Cherie Amour. Blood, Sweat, and Tears 3 is the 3rd album by the band Blood, Sweat, and Tears. If that's not original, I've never. It was released in June of 1970. It contained 2 hit singles, an arrangement of Carole King's Heidi Ho, and Lucretia MacEvil, written by singer David Clayton Thomas. Here is Blood, Sweat, and Tears to start off with the 1970s with Lucretia MacEvil. Staying in the 70s, we're going to go back to our friend Neil Sedaka, and this next song was written by him and Howard Greenfield. It's called Love Will Keep Us Together. It was first recorded by Sedaka in 1973, but it wasn't until 1975, when the song was covered by American pop duo Captain and Tennille, that it became a worldwide hit. If you do a little bit of YouTube searching, you can find a live recording of Captain and Tennille performing Love Will Keep Us Together with Neil Sedaka singing along with them on the piano. Here is Love Will Keep Us Together from 1973. Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever some sweet talking girl comes along, singing a song. Don't mess around, you just gotta be strong. You better stop, 'cause I really love you. Stop, I'll be thinking of you. Hold in my heart and let go. You belong to me now. Ain't gonna set you free now. When those girls start hanging around, talking me down here with your heart, and you won't hear a sound. You better stop, 'cause I really love you. Stop, I'll be thinking of you. Look in my heart and let love keep us on to 1974. This song is called Jazzman, and it was performed by Carole King for her album Wraparound Joy. And she composed the music for the song while David Palmer, formerly of Steely Dan, wrote the lyrics. After being released in August, the song rose in the Billboard Hot 100. It peaked at the #2 spot for a week in mid-November 1974. Jazzman, the song, was prominently featured in the cartoon show The Simpsons and was sung by the character Lisa Simpson, and she was also playing on the saxophone at the same time. This is Jazzman, and we hope you enjoy it. Okay, this next song that we're going to play for you actually moves us from the 1970s into the 80s. And this is by Earth, Wind & Fire. And this actually is a medley that features 3 of their hits. And one of the best-selling bands of all time, Earth, Wind & Fire, has sold over 90 million records worldwide. And this is a medley of some of their best hits. And if you haven't had a chance to see them yet, they're still touring. So my husband and I just went and saw them Friday night. They still sound fantastic. 3 of the original band members are still there, and some of them actually have their kids playing in the band with them now. So that was pretty cool to see that too. And this is a medley of Earth, Wind & Fire's hottest dance mix, and see if you can recognize the tunes. See how many got those right? We started out with Let's Groove, followed by Boogie Wonderland, and finally we ended with Sing a Song. Staying in the 1980s, this next piece was done in 1982 by the musician Arrow, and they recorded a single called Hot, Hot, Hot. And it was a commercial successful dance single. But it wasn't until a cover was released by an American artist, Buster Poindexter, in 1987, that it really caught on. And I figured with the wonderful hot weather we've been having all summer long, we might as well play Hot, Hot, Hot. Finishing up in the 1980s, we're going to start in 1987 when a UK band named Was released a single called Walk the Dinosaur. It reached number 10 on the UK's hit chart before being picked up in the US in 1989. Thanks to MTV's showing music videos back when they used to do that. Their Flintstone-esque music video reached number 7 on the American hit Billboard chart, and it eventually became the theme song for the 1994 film, The Flintstones. This is a funk-style chart that we have a lot of fun with, and this is Walk the Dinosaur. So everybody enjoy our blue dinosaur. He walked himself today. Okay, we have one more number for you this evening, and this is going to put us in further into the 1990s, and it's a little bit of country. And our final stop is with the song Achy, Breaky Heart, and it was written in 1990 by Don Von Trask. It was first released in 91 by the Marcy Brothers with the titles Don't Tell My Heart. But it was the later recording by American singer and actor Billy Ray Cyrus that was released on his debut album that became a pop and country crossover hit. It made number 4 on the Hot 100, topping the Hot Country Songs charts, and became the first country song to be certified platinum since Islands in the Stream by Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton in 1983. This is Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart.